let's see, how long ago was that? Let's see, I started MMA in August. Fuck. I got hit by a semi in like June. I didn't know what I was gonna do, bro. Like I was like literally like I've been in like that's like my fourth wreck.
This previous June?
Yeah.
What?
No, just recently. Yeah, like June. Like a semi just swerved over and fucking hit me. Just took out the whole side of my car. I was like, dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is like the third car. Like I'm like fucking out of car money. I'm like, this is not good for my business right now. Well, it's fine. It was just like my insurance is like ungodly expensive now. It's like whatever, but it's none of them been my fault.
Yeah. So why did it go up when it wasn't your fault?
Because I've been in like 5 car wrecks, bro.
God damn.
Well, the first one was like the bad one, man. Well, actually no. So what happened was, the first one wasn't really a car wreck. I was driving down the road, and the thing that holds the wheel like snapped, and that fucked that car up. And then I got the car fixed. I spent like $2,000. I got the car fixed. The control arm broke. The control arm broke while I was driving down the road. Then I got the car fixed, and then some chick ran a red light, hit me going 55 miles an hour. Then I'm driving to St. Louis in a rental car, and a fucking deer ran in front of me, and I slammed into the side of the guardrail.
Jesus Christ.
Then I'm driving to fucking Oklahoma for a bodybuilding show, and I blew out my front right tire and hit another guardrail. And then I'm driving down the road, and a fucking semi swerves over and just sideswipes me.
God damn.
Yeah.
So most recently June with the semi?
Yeah.
So did you sustain injuries?
Just well, that's kind of like what got me into bodybuilding. The first one fucked me up bad, bro. Like literally, like the chick was, so it was 3 girls in an SUV.
This is the first wreck.
This is the first wreck. Three chicks in an SUV. 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like driving to the gym, like, you just, fucking on my own little zone, fucking chick runs a red light and just boom, like hits. Like what's crazy is I'm going through the red light, and I look over, I go, green. I remember, I'm like, green light, boom, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I kind of like I fucking like, I'm like it. I'm in the car. The fucking door's been in. I'm kind of freaking out because I can't get out of the car. Like the fucking door's like broke. Yeah. It's like smashed in on my body. And I kick it. Finally, I get it open. And when I stand up, like I felt like my knees were like, how do you explain it? Like, I felt like the shocks were out of my knees. I was like, so I stumble over to this car. Like I take 2 steps and like fall over. And I get back up and I take a few more steps. And I get over this car, and I'm like, why'd you hit me? It's like, oh, we're sorry. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like it's 4 o'clock in the morning, And I'm like, are you okay? Like, I want to make sure they're okay. And they were fine, and they were obviously like super intoxicated. And my car's like just like taken out, and it's like in the middle of this intersection, right? And it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and so I take a picture of her driver's license. I take a picture of her insurance card. I take a picture of the back of the car. I call the police. She's like, "You're calling the police?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm calling the police. You just hit me."
Fuck yeah, I am.
I'm like, what am I supposed like? I have to call the police. Like, I don't want to call the police, but like that's what you have to do. You just fucking hit me, dude. And so I call the police. The police take an hour to get there.
Where was this at?
Okay, so the intersection, like, let's say you're like leaving Westport.
Oh, so you're in the city,
and you're getting, where the Ferris wheel is, kind of like over there where you're getting onto the on ramp to go down to Power and Light.
Yeah,
it's that intersection right there. She ran through, and I was going this way, and she's like,
Jesus.
Yeah, and so anyway, she.
You're talking about this like it was pretty recent.
This was August.
August
of last year.
So within basically 1 year, 12 months, you've had those 5 wrecks?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And you said before I started bodybuilding. So did you not bodybuild before this first wreck?
No, I was bodybuilding, so...
Oh, this is what stopped it?
No, it's what started the transition, though.
Transition to stopping?
Yeah, so basically I get in the car wreck, and they want to do all these surgeries. I didn't want to do any of them. I basically did like everything under the sun you could possibly take to
first
heal
car
myself
wreck.
in the first one.
So what injuries did you have from the first one?
I tore my labrum in my left shoulder, cartilage and meniscus in my right knee, herniated all the discs in my neck. I had a really bad concussion. The concussion was bad. I had to do like therapy actually, like because I couldn't remember I could tell you like, hey, the place you go to that you buy stuff in bulk, but I couldn't say Costco, or the place you order stuff online, it comes really fast, but I couldn't say Amazon. Like, I still like I'm better like with names, but I'm still like kind of bad with names. Like that's like, but other than that, I'm pretty good now.
Fuck. How long did those concussive symptoms last?
Dude, it was a while. Like it was like there was like a solid 3 months where I was just like fucked. Like I was like, dude, what am I gonna do? Like I didn't know what I was gonna do. Well, so anyway, I have all these pictures, right? And so the police come. I didn't want to go to the hospital at first. I just want to go home. I'm like, I just want to go to the gym, honestly. Like I just want to go home.
Right.
So the tow truck driver like dropped me off at home. They're like you probably should go to the hospital. I'm like I just want to go home. So I go to the hospital. I go home. And I go to bed, and I wake up. I never sleep that long. I wake up like 8 hours later, and I'm like, oh shit. And I get up out of bed, and I'm like, yep, I got hit by a car. I'm like, this is not good. I'm like, this is fucking bad. I'm like, this is not good.
The classic, you're gonna feel it tomorrow.
I felt it, like, man. And I call my dad, and I'm like, Dad, I got in a car wreck, and like they want to take me to the hospital, but I went home. He's like, go to the hospital, you idiot. And so I go to the hospital. I mean, I looked fucked up.
Yeah.
I was like, so I call an Uber, get to the hospital, and it was a mess, man. I went through 8 hours of MRIs. They needed to put me through a bigger MRI machine because I didn't fit.
Jesus.
I mean, I was like 270.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, maybe bigger. Because basically what had happened I did 5 bodybuilding shows. So I did in 22, I did, let's see, I started with the Texas Legends. I won the overall there. Then I went and did the Midwest Championships, which is the biggest one here. I won that one. Then I did the Empire Classic. I won that one. I did the Emerald Cup. I should have won that one. I got a little I don't know. I was seeing how dry I could get. I'd seen I over-dehydrated myself basically, and it kind of fucked up my physique. But it's all good. Then I did USA's. I placed right out of top 5. Didn't get my pro card. Then I got in a car wreck, and so basically the police I gave the ID and stuff to the police, and it was she had a fake ID. Like so it wasn't she gave me like her fake ID. It wasn't even like her. It was like she wasn't even old enough to drink.
Man.
Yeah. So
so she was drunk.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She already and she told me she'd already had a DUI. Like literally, she was like, I can't get another DUI. Blah blah blah. I'm only 20 years old or something. I'm like,
fuck.
Yeah. So I posted it on Instagram, and it went viral, and my Instagram account got shut down. And basically, you can't post a government ID on Instagram. That's the rule. But I explained to him like, hey, like this is a fake ID, and like I got in a car accident. So finally, they reactivated my account. When they reactivated my account, I had her cousin sent me all of her information, and because the police I don't know, man, the police did not want to go out of their way to do anything to find this chick. Like it was like I'm like there has to be it was her parents' insurance information. So the insurance information was somewhat legit, and her parents own the car, but her ID was fake. I don't know, man. They made it a way bigger deal. So, but as soon as
would you mind grabbing some cups off that? Yeah, those might be fine. Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I got all that information, and I also I didn't really know what to do. I don't really now I'm great with lawyers, but after my divorce, I didn't really want to talk to another lawyer. So
So you sustain all these injuries, and you go in 8 hours later after the accident happened, and had to stay there for MRIs and the whole shebang.
Yeah, I was there for a while, man.
And for people that don't know, I've had an MRI through the emergency department once. It's not like an emergent thing.
Yeah.
You could be there for hours, and then you can be there for an additional hour or two. Well, before they even fucking read the thing.
I don't even know why I was there, bro.
So,
and then I did more MRIs outside. They decided they MRI'd my whole body and my brain. Like they did everything. Like I did more MRIs after I did the MRIs. So it was like they literally like, I'm like, is this like necessary? But the problem was the size of the MRI machine they used at the hospital. Like, I guess the read wasn't clear enough on my back, and that's what they were really worried about was my back. Like, my neck was obviously fucked up.
Yeah.
They wanted to, so basically what they wanted to do was they wanted to operate on my left shoulder, my right knee. They wanted to start by doing an epidural and a nerve block in my neck, which I'm like, wait, like that means I won't be able to feel my neck. They're like, well, we don't want you to feel pain. I'm like, I'll break my neck. Like I'll literally break my fucking neck.
When you say start, do you mean outpatient, or were they wanting to perform those treatments in the ER?
No. So basically what had happened was afterwards, I left. Then I did more. Then I went and saw a different doctor on the plaza. And so basically I'm in this room, and this nurse is like, hey, I'm going to go over your results with you. She's like, you have a torn labrum in your left shoulder. You have torn cartilage and meniscus in your right knee. All the discs in your neck are herniated. We recommend the surgery for your shoulder, you're going to meet with a surgeon. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I want surgery. She's like, well, you need it. I'm like, so basically 3 months. They gave me 3 months, and I said, give me a month. And I took a month, and cheers, bro.
Dude, thanks for doing this.
Cheers to what's this coffee called?
This is actually not a. This isn't a sponsored coffee.
Okay, no sponsored coffee.
But shout out to Utopia Bio
Shout out
Company,
to you,
official
Coffee.
sponsor.
I'm gonna put a Scooby up in it too, bro.
So this is a month after.
Yeah. So a month after, I went and saw the doctor, and they recommended surgery, and I said, well, hey, give me some time, and then basically I ended up pushing up to 3 months. And I went back, and by that time I was lifting weights again, and I showed them some videos, and they're like, yeah, you should not be doing that. And I'm like, oh, I am. Here it is. Like, I don't know. Like, what'd you do? And I'm like, well, I did everything. I did growth hormone. I did stem cells. I did BP 157, TB 500. Like, I did it all, bro. I did the whole shebang.
That's what you were doing for the month you were off?
Well, I did so basically I met this doctor in Miami because I'd gone to Miami. I'd gone to this gym called Elevation in Miami, and Elevation, there's just all kinds of people that come through that gym. And when I met a bunch of people, and he gave me his business card. I taped his business card to my wall, and he's like, "Hey, if you ever have some kind of medical," he basically told me what he did. He was like a rehab guy, basically. Mm-hmm. He's like, here's my card, and call me, and I never thought I'd ever call him, but I just had it taped to my wall, and I called him, and he's the one that got hooked up with stem cells, and he helped me with some of the other stuff, some of the stuff I bought in the black market.
Yeah. What all areas of your body did you have stem cells injected into?
Neck, shoulder, knee.
The whole shebang. Did you do any
neck,
IV
shoulder, knee.
As well?
I also did platelet-rich plasma. I did platelet-rich plasma first, and then I did stem cells.
Oh wow!
They did all kinds of shit to me, bro.
Yeah,
it was legit. I was like, okay,
yeah,
yeah.
So, God, I got so many questions, but take me back, dude. So, how many years had you been bodybuilding before these car accidents?
Well, I mean, let's jump back to the very beginning.
Yeah, let's start with the MMA, man.
Yeah, so I wrestle from.
What high school did you go to?
Went to Blue Springs High School.
Oh shit! So you're local.
Yeah,
you're from the metro.
Yeah. So okay. I went to Blue Springs High School. I wrestled from first grade on and off to college. By the time I'm a sophomore in college, I'd won 11 fights in a row. I don't know what I want to do with my life, so I drop off.
What college?
Central Missouri.
Okay.
I literally went. I didn't know what. I went there because like they're the only school that gave me a full-ride scholarship. So I went there, and dude, the blueberry and the coffee is something.
It's something else, huh?
Dude, you want to try some?
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not?
Dude, I'm telling you, you should try some, bro. It's really good. Here, put that in there. That's actually the first time I've done that. I just was like, it's like blueberry creamer.
When you did that, I was like, I don't know what the fuck flavor.
Bro,
that's
you're gonna
be
be like, this is delicious. Like this is like a new thing. So, when I was in college, like they brought me on. I started my freshman year.
So you wrestled on and off until you made it to Central Missouri.
Yeah. I mean, I was telling you about Bowman earlier. Bowman. So basically, I was going to Blue Springs South, and Blue Springs had a better wrestling program, and I wanted to transfer to Blue Springs my junior year, and they wouldn't let me. They were gonna say I was ineligible to wrestle and play football, and then this guy named Coach Black, we kind of had a falling out. So I got pinned one time in 2 years, right? I feel like I got pinned one time in 3 years, honestly. So what had happened was when Black took over the wrestling program when I was a junior, and he made the people that got pinned at any tournaments or duels like wear these pink shirts that say I got pinned. And I never thought I'd have to wear one. And I thought it was just like I was like, why would you like? I thought it was like humiliating. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why are you making these guys like they know they got pinned? They already feel bad about it. Like, give them a break, right? And so then he tried to make me put this shirt on, right? And I'm like, bro, I'm not putting on that shirt. And I ripped it in half and I threw it at him and I ran home and made a big ordeal. And then athletic director called me in the next day and I'm like, I don't even want to be at this high school. I want to be at Blue Springs. Like I should be there. Like. My mom lives I'm living with my dad. He lives on the north side of town. Like I should be going to Blue Springs High School. That's where I want to go. And then so they let me go there and they let me wrestle. And when I went there, that was actually a big move for me because their wrestling program was insanely good. I mean, Don Bradley, who just won senior nationals again to qualify for the Olympic Dream Trials. He was my wrestling partner. Bowman, who we were just talking about, who's going to be in my corner for this upcoming fight. He was at the high school. I mean, that high school was full of talent. And then Mike Haggerty.
Oh shit. Was
the coach there. I mean, he runs the Wrestling Hall of Fame Missouri chapter.
Yep.
Matt Cox, who got me into mixed martial arts, was there. I mean, it really kind of set up my life, honestly, going there. I mean. The worst part about it was I won like 53 matches my senior year and lost my state title, which kind of sucks.
Crushing, dude. Crushing.
Yeah, man. That's that was probably like one of the hardest losses of my life, but it definitely set me up to be a tougher person and be mentally stronger. And it taught me how to learn from a loss too, because I was not a good loser. I still am not a good loser, but I was not a good loser. I'm better. I'm like, I guess like now, like, not that no one ever wants to lose, but like, I look back on how I took that and I just made it like, instead of like just taking it and learning from it, like I just let it like eat me alive. You know what I'm saying? I think there's some like good that you can take away from that where you take it to drive you, but you shouldn't let it like ruin your life. You know what I'm saying? And I think I let it definitely probably negatively impact me more than I should have,
So when you say 53 matches, is that like a year of wrestling?
1 year, 53. I think I still hold the most wins at Blue Springs High School.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think you can wrestle at me matches anymore.
Yeah. So, and then you lost the state title or the
state championship match.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it 50 matches in a year? And
53,
then it's
54.
54. And then
55. I lost 2 matches.
How many is in the tournament to lead up to the title? Like, let's say, how does that work at the end of the school year or at the end of the wrestling season?
So you go to districts, and you have to win districts, and there's different districts. Then you go to regionals, and you have to win regionals, and then you go to the state tournament. So you have to basically, I'm pretty sure you either place top 3 or you win.
When you go to state, how many matches are you looking at? Is it 1?
No, state is I want to say it's 4. To win, if you're gonna win it, I want to say it's like, it's 4 matches.
This is your senior year?
Yeah, senior year. Yeah, it's 4 matches.
What weight did you wrestle at senior year?
215.
So you've always been a pretty fucking big guy.
No,
huh?
bro, I started off. So like my freshman year, I was 45, 52 pounder.
No shit.
My sophomore year I was a 60 pounder.
Wow.
My junior year I was a 189 pounder, so I jumped up a little bit.
Oh man.
Then my senior year was 215, and then my college I wrestled 197.
God damn.
Yeah.
So you dropped down for college. Obviously, competition was probably.
That's just the weight. So it goes from 197 to then it was 275 or 285 was heavyweight.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What a fucking gap.
It's a huge gap. It's kind of a problem in my opinion. That's like where do the people in between fit in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still the same way in UFC. It's 205 to heavyweight. This fight's perfect. It's 215, which is like a perfect catch weight. I mean, that's honestly, if you think about it, like 220 would be like a 220 or 225 would be a perfect weight class in between.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people I think that would fit into that, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So your upcoming fight's at catchweight?
215. Yeah, that's what we agreed on, 215.
You know, I saw that on his background outside of being, I think he's 2-time European IBJJF champ and 1-time World's United States champ. He actually had fought and rolled some people quite a bit lower weight than him too earlier. So it seems that he's moved up quite a few classes in the last probably half decade or so.
Yeah.
Which is interesting when you see a guy put on weight, muscle, things like that. You know what I mean? Like, is it just age? You know, is it him on a bodybuilding program or something like that? Or you know, I don't know. I don't know much about the guy. You know, I just try to brush up and look back on some of his record. But I saw that some of the people he had rolled. Can you look up Muhammad Ali,
With a
A-L-Y? Yeah.
Hey, how cool would it be to say I knocked out Muhammad Ali?
I mean, that'd be the coolest fucking thing to say.
That would be the coolest thing to have on my resume. Yeah, I knocked out Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, I would not say that ever. I'd wake up every day and tell motherfuckers that I knocked out Muhammad Ali. Oh, man. While he's getting that, did you... Okay, so you wrestle in college. Had you trained any striking through college?
So my senior year of high school, I started doing a little like cross training into that.
With who?
Well, so at first it was what was the name of it? It was at first it was Phil Jones's school.
Okay.
Which was called House of Pain.
Yes. Lee Summit.
I think it was like Lee Summit area.
Mm-hmm. There's the
Lee Summit, Green Valley. I want to say
old grind.
Then
they
moved house. No, that's not. This was different. The House of Pain then moved to Independence, and it became a God, I'm having a brain fart. One of the best wrestlers. He was a champion at 205 and heavyweight. Oh my gosh,
Missouri based?
No, he's UFC champion. UFC champion, heavyweight, and 205.
And opened up a school here in Independence?
Yeah. I'm just having a brain fart. It was very short-lived.
You're not thinking of, well, Rob Kivens wasn't 205, but he had a school
No.
I'm just trying to think of UFC guys that had a Missouri.
No, he wasn't a Missouri guy. He was He was out of Vegas.
But opened up a school here.
Yeah. Honestly, I cannot believe.
We'll figure it out.
He's old. He was an old wrestler, and he was a heavyweight champ. He was one of the best wrestling. He was one of the best. He's. I can't remember his name.
What? Why did he open up a school here? Maybe
I think it was just an affiliate. It was just an affiliated thing, and he opened it up in Independence. I was there for a short time. Then I end up with Fred Eddish.
How many years is this after House of Pain?
I need to go see Fred, man. Like So Fred Cox had introduced me to Fred, and Fred was really good to me, man. Fred taught me a lot. Fred was like, you know, the problem with going with Fred is I just didn't have a lot of good training partners. You know what I'm saying? And if you're trying to fight at a high level, you have to have the training partners. You know what I mean? And that was just like a key component that we're missing, and that's why I ended up finishing my career at Grindhouse, you know? But, like, the way I left Fred wasn't the way I really wanted to leave Fred. You know what I'm saying? I kind of, like, it was like I lost – let's see. So it was I lost a fight. I got caught. I was winning the fight. It was in Topeka. I lost this fight. I got caught in a like a triangle or an arm bar. It was a triangle. I got caught in a triangle, and I was dominating the fight. Got caught in a triangle. Then I went over to Grindhouse after that, which was K2L Grindhouse. So Brian Davison ran the school at that point. This is before it became Glory.
Right.
And
it was in the Grain Valley area.
It was in Lee Summit.
Or Lee Summit.
It was in Lee Summit, yeah. And I tried out for the Ultimate Fighter, and I made callbacks, and they wanted, it was going to be at 170 actually. And they wanted me to, they invited me to come. They wanted me to come. Even though all my fights have been at 205, they're doing tryouts for 185, 170. And they decided to go with 170. Obviously, I couldn't make the weight. Dana White literally told me I needed to fight at 185. That's pretty much what he told me. And so I cut down to 185. I did a smaller fight at 85. Then as soon as I won that fight, Bellator had called me up, and I did the fight for Bellator. I won that fight. Then I went over to Titan, and I was supposed to fight somebody else. I wasn't originally supposed to fight Bobby. I was supposed to fight someone else, and that guy got injured.
Bobby Volker?
Bobby Lashley.
Oh, Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley. So the Bobby Lashley fight, again, that's a loss I took. Most people never would have thought I would have won that fight anyway, but that's a loss I took really hard. Like, I took really, really hard. I mean, it was like, it drove me crazy because everywhere I'd go, it was like just talking about how I lost to Bobby Lashley. Like, that was like my life for like 2 years, bro. My life for longer than that, man. It was like, you know, nobody, like, you know, it was great that I went all 3 rounds. You know, I finished the fight strong. You know, I had an opportunity there that I obviously missed. But that was a hard fight, and it was a fight where I felt like I fucked up because I shouldn't have actually fought him. You know what I'm saying? I should have just followed the 185-pound course. But basically what had happened was, I mean, I was cutting to get to 185. Then my guy got injured early, so of course, like, I'm not gonna sit there and starve myself if I don't have to. So I was weighing like 215 or something, and then Bobby was originally supposed to fight this guy named James Jack, and then James Jack gets injured or backed out or something, and then Joe was like, "Hey, like, we think you would actually be a good matchup with Lashley." And I'm like, he's like, and we talked figures, and I was like, yeah, I'll take the fight. So, I mean, the fight, well, obviously, like he kicked my ass like the first round. The second round, he started getting tired. The third round, he was just completely gassed out. I had some openings on my feet. I was winning on my feet. I should have just been a little more patient, you know, and just calculated my punches. And, man, there's just a point in the fight where it's like, oh, smash. Like the whole building just yelling, smash, you know, and I got a little excited, and instead of, you know, just being like, you know, calm, I went in too deep, and I let him get that double leg, and that kind of ended the fight right there.
Oh, man.
You know?
And this fight happened under the Titan FC banner?
Yeah, Titan
Wow.
FC. It was one of Joe's last fights when he still had the promotion. Then I also fought Jake Rosholt, and the Jake Rosholt fight was a mess. So my whole career up until when I was a pro, I was like super disciplined, kind of like I am right now.
Right.
Where I don't drink, don't smoke weed, don't do anything. Like literally, like, I haven't had sex since April. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been very like, just, hey, I'm like super focused on this. Like, this is my mission. It's like fighting, strength, and then everything else around it has to somehow filter into that.
Right.
And if it doesn't, then I'm not doing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with the Lashley fight, like, I was in good shape, but I still wasn't like as disciplined as I had been. That's crazy.
Main fucking event, baby. Dude, look at John Ott, young John Ott.
Well, yes.
Holy
That's
shit.
the Bellator fight. That's from the Bellator fight at Power and Light. That was they need to have another Bellator. They need to have another fight at Power and Light.
They need to figure out what the fuck Bobby Lashley's on in that fucking picture. Dog. I mean, that guy is juiced, dog.
Bro, he's strong, man. You cannot stop his. Well, I did stop his double leg actually a couple times in the third round, but when he's fresh, you cannot stop that double leg. Like he is one of the best wrestlers. Him and this guy named Pamen Poskalev are two of the best wrestlers I've ever wrestled with.
John Ott, March 25th, 2011.
Yeah.
Dude, you got some fucking history on you, man.
Bro, people don't really realize. It was funny. I was talking to somebody. Well,
Can you click on John Ott and look at this motherfucker's decorated amateur record?
the whole amateur record's not even on there.
It should
It's
be.
not
It's
even
like
on.
10-0 undefeated.
It's 11-1.
11-1?
It's 11-1. The whole amateur.
You lost your first one, right? And then after that,
I lost my first one. Dude, I lost my first one to Dallas Browning. I come out, I slam him, I'm hitting him, and then he hit the arm bars me because I didn't even know jiu-jitsu. I knew no jiu-jitsu. I knew no jiu-jitsu at that point. I knew no jiu-jitsu. Like, it was like 100% just freaking, like, wrestling. I was 100% wrestling. I knew a little stand-up. I'd been practicing stand-up. I'd practiced some. I shouldn't say I didn't know any jiu-jitsu, but I didn't know jiu-jitsu, like, to like where I knew it at the end of my career. And even when I knew it at the end of my career, like I'd done some stuff in gi, but I've done very limited to gi. Now I'm like, okay, let's do gi, you know, like
right.
Obviously. And obviously that really helps your game. You know, it really puts things together. It slows things down. It makes you think about it a little different. You know, it makes you really polish that skill.
Right. And I'm not trying to pretend that I'm an old head, but you know, I graduated in 2013 and I've been watching martial arts since probably 2009, like nonstop. That's the only sport I follow. And dude, back in the day, if you even knew a little bit, it was like separation between you and someone else. Like if a guy even trained jiu-jitsu, and what year do you think your first amateur fight was? 2007. If a guy even knew a minute amount of jiu-jitsu, that was going to set him leaps and bounds ahead of the other competition, because it just wasn't easily trained back in the day. I mean, even when I first started training in probably 2013, 2012, dude, it was hard to find a school. Especially here, it was Glory, or maybe you drove to St. Joe and did something up there. There was maybe like a gym over there. There was like a school that lasted a little bit. Like I know Cast Iron's going strong now, but if I remember, like there might have been a gym up in Liberty, and then they changed names the next month. I mean, Brass Boxing, I don't know if you remember them. They were maybe 2012, 2013. I think they changed names and owners 3 or 4 times. I mean, it was tough to train in 2013. So rewind 5 years before that, dude. It's hard to learn jiu-jitsu.
MMA in Kansas City is just completely evolved, man. Like I come
incredibly.
back 10 years later and I'm just like, holy crap, man. I'm like, what? It's like, I know that James went through his thing, but I think he did help set up the environment. You know what I'm saying? Although maybe he did some things he probably shouldn't have done. Like he definitely helped it grow. You know what I'm saying? He opened a bunch of schools. I mean, Zach Cummings probably wouldn't have his school if it wasn't there. Sharkbait wouldn't have Sharkbait's school if it, everybody that was training at that grindhouse has a school now.
It doesn't matter what the fuck you think he did or didn't do. Dude, he was the front runner. He led the Kansas City area in that. There wasn't a gym that was sustainable before his. There really wasn't. I mean, you had Rudy Bears and you had James Krause.
Yep.
They were the only 2 gyms that stayed alive that didn't flip names, that didn't flip script. They're the only 2 gyms that stayed alive. I mean, my first class in 2015 with Caveman down the street here in Raytown, there was 2 people, and it was like me and Curtis. And, it was like months and months and months. I mean, I think it was until McGregor hit the UFC before there were 6 or more people at a fucking class, man.
Yeah.
So it's boomed. And like, look at fucking 9 a.m. class yesterday, dude. 15 kids.
Nuts, man.
Crazy, dude.
Well,
it's evolving so fast.
Let's get back to it. So I have my last fight was the Roshholt fight, and that fight was a freaking mess, man. So I wasn't necessarily like in prime shape for that. I come out strong. I do well. I get caught in mount and fucking take some hard hits. Then the second round, I was tired, but I was pushing through it. And then he hits me with an illegal knee. And then at first I win the fight. Then they move it to a no contest because that guy's the biggest crybaby on earth. Like, that guy is like the biggest crybaby I've ever met in my life.
Shots fired.
Yeah. And at that point, I'm just like, so GNC's offered me this position to be a district manager in Seattle. And I'm like picturing this whole other life. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a executive. I'm going to get married. I'm going to buy a house by the lake. We're going to go on vacations. We're going to have nice cars. Like, I kind of like started. So I made the life happen. Like, I like brought it to life. And then in 2016, I mean, I had more money than I ever had in my life, but I was just super depressed. I was like, this is not what I was thinking I was going to do with the rest of my life. And so I went on this whole like soul searching mission. I read the book Relentless like 11 times.
Who writes that one?
Tim Grover.
Okay.
Dude, you got to read that book.
I will, man.
It's,
I'm kind of on a book kick.
Any athlete needs to read Relentless by Tim Grover. Like, that book, like, literally, like, I would go home. Me and my ex-wife didn't really get along that well. And I just didn't want to hear her talk anymore. So I go home and I put headphones on and I'd read Relentless, like, every day. And it's, like, literally. And so I was trying to, like, make this choice. So when I was up there, I actually went to a school called West Coast Fight Teams for a while, and I just showed up. Like, I didn't say I'd ever. I had my the stuff I use is still like most of it's from before. Like, I just had all this stuff. Like, so I show up to this school and I'm out of shape and like, but I still have it. You know what I'm saying? I show up to the school, and they pull me aside and they're like, "Hey, is there something you want to tell us?" And I'm like, oh yeah, I fought a while ago. Like, yeah, you fought Bobby Lashley, bro. And I'm like, why didn't you tell us that? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do with my life right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you'd moved for the GNC job?
Yeah.
And where was this at?
Seattle.
Oh, fuck.
Seattle.
So
Seattle's great, man. Seattle like is great in a lot of ways. There's some stuff like, you know, that it's probably not the perfect environment for me necessarily, but there's a lot of good people I'm friends with still out there. The culture out there is obviously a lot different than the culture in Kansas City, especially going through COVID and all that stuff out there. Wasn't best experience of my life.
So you went there in 2016?
2011.
Oh, you went there in 2011? So in 2016, you kind of hit your stride as far as like the generic family type. You know, I'm working this job as your management at GNC.
Yeah, I was running district out there. I was ranked #1 in the company. And max bonus to the max bonus.
That's the primary reason you moved to Seattle was for your work?
For GNC.
Okay. And how long had you been with your ex-wife before you moved out there?
Oh, bro.
Or did you meet her out there?
No, bro. So basically, after my last fight, like I knew I liked bodybuilding and I'd been in bodybuilding, and I met Christy at Central Missouri, but like I didn't really get to know her then because I was just kind of like, you know, in like John Hott like stealth mode, like
John Hott stealth.
I don't know how to explain. So I'd met her, but like I hadn't really. So basically, I had invited. This was after the Rosh Holt fight. Maybe a few months after, my buddy Joey, he owned a lake house at Lake of the Ozarks, and he had a yacht and all the fun stuff. And I'd always invite all the girls to come down. I think that's why he was like my friend then. Now we're still friends, but so originally I was gonna bring this girl named Jamie, and I uninvited her, and I invited Christy. And basically, I showed up at Christy's first bodybuilding show, which was the Muscle Mayhem. I got her number, but I didn't call her right away because I was actually talking to a different girl while I was there. She just put her number in my phone. And I started, like, writing weird stuff on her Facebook, like, just being stupid. And so then, I don't know. We probably got together maybe 6 months to a year before I moved to Seattle. But the thing, maybe it was a little longer than that. So like what had happened though was she was here on a student visa originally. I helped her get a work visa working for GNC.
Where is she from? If
England.
You don't mind saying.
She's British.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. When we went to move to Seattle, basically they're like, hey, like you're here on a work visa. You're not going to be legal if you move to Seattle. It's basically the way it was going to work out. And so I had to make a choice. It was like either we went and saw an attorney. It was either A, we do this whole fiance visa thing, which is like she goes back. It's like this long distance thing, like not good. I break up with her and just don't talk to her again. Or I marry her. Like, and then so here I am. I'm
the
like,
crossroads.
I'm like, well, I decided I'm gonna do this. Like I had this picture painted in my head, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna get. Like literally, I had like I was like, this could work. I might really like this, right? So I was like, well, we got married very quickly. Like literally, I just lost the sound. We got married like literally. We lost the sound.
Oh, you lost sound?
Yeah, I lost sound on my headphones.
Interesting. I still got sound.
It's all good. We'll keep going.
We'll see what's going on here. Hey, Jack.
I got sound now. Nope,
Oh,
it
you
went
got
out
sound?
again. It went out again. Something's
Interesting.
loose on there, I think.
Huh. Wow, mine's
There it
good to
is.
go.
We're good now.
Good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Weird.
We're good. Yeah, something was just loose.
Okay.
So, yeah, like I married her like a week. I waited like the week before we moved to Seattle to marry her,
Oh, man.
and I married her. And you know, like she had like a lot of good qualities. We just didn't get along. I don't know how else to explain it. Like we didn't get along. And I tried to make it work from 2011 to 2016. Finally, in 2016, it was like I went on the whole soul searching mission. I went on this hike, Hurricane Ridge, and I had a bird land on my hand. And I decided that I was going to start bodybuilding and I was going to get a divorce.
In
And so-
2016.
Yeah, so literally I woke up October 8th, 2016 in the morning. I told her, hey, we're going to get a divorce and I'm going to start bodybuilding. My goal is to be a pro bodybuilder. I'm going to start a supplement company and I don't think you're going to want to be with me anymore. So like, we just need to get this figured out. And, you know, of course, like, you know, I mean, you're married for 5 years at this point. Like, we're like have a house together. Like, we're like financially connected, and it's kind of like, and you know, like it wasn't that I didn't like, it wasn't that I hated her by any means. I just wasn't happy in a relationship. She wasn't happy in a relationship. It wasn't working out, and it's hard to like divorce somebody that doesn't want to divorce you, because like here the thing was, it wasn't like our life was terrible, right? Like she just was comfortable in her life. She worked for GNC, then she's working for this company called Performix, and then Performix, like we knew she was gonna get laid off. She got laid off, and she was literally just sitting at home with one online coaching client, trying to build this whole online coaching thing, and she wasn't really doing anything. And she like wanted me to just come home after work, and she didn't want me to go to the gym. She wanted me to just drink with her, and
Yeah.
she just wanted me to be like a normal guy. And I'm just, that's not my life. Like, I'm
Right.
just not. It
never had been.
Never had been. And I'm just like, and then I feel like stuck in this position. I'm just like, I felt like I was like being choked out. Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're fucking stuck in a submission, like you're gonna either, I don't know, die or fucking get up and move, you know? And
Yeah.
so it was time for me to get up and move, and I got up and moved, and it took a while. I mean, I learned a lot from that. Like, I tried to like go back and forth and like make it work. So 2018, I did my first bodybuilding show. It was the Emerald Cup. Had this crazy, insane transformation.
Can I stop you? You said that. Did you say that you met Christy, your ex-wife, at a bodybuilding show?
Yeah,
Okay, so you were into the scene. You just were not bodybuilding?
correct.
Okay.
It was
okay.
something I always wanted to
Just
do.
want to make sure I'm tracking.
Yeah, so like my whole life, like, you know, I had always lifted weights and I'd always wanted to bodybuild, but I, you know, like when you're wrestling, you can't wrestle, like you can't seriously wrestle and bodybuild.
Right.
You can't seriously fight and bodybuild.
Right.
If you're trying to be like a high level pro fighter, you know, good luck. You can't do it. It's
Yeah.
just not physically like.
There's room for S&C. There's no room for being a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
Right.
you need to do one or the other.
Right.
You know, and so in 2016, I was going down this road. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to fighting. I'm going to go back to bodybuilding. I'm like, well, I'd already fought. And I thought like it just wasn't what I was supposed to do. You know, I just like, you know, I did this and, you know, I'm going to go to bodybuilding, you know, and I thought it was like just kind of like the natural thing that I was supposed to do. So, and I was good at it too, you know. So 2018, I did my first show. 2019, I won my first show.
Are you still Seattle based at this point?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
did you
still in
already come up-
Seattle.
Okay.
2020, 2020 was kind of the year. It was the year that I moved. No, so 2019, I moved out and I moved into a different house. She was still living in Lake Tapp's house. Well, what was supposed to happen is it was supposed to be like a mutual thing where, hey, we sell the house, split the profits, like we kind of go on, and it's going to be like this awesome exit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's going to be easy, you know. No, you're not going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers. It's going to be, hey, we're going to sell this house. We're going to both be pretty good financially. We're going to both be great off financially. We're going to go on to our own separate lives, and we're going to be in a good spot. Well, the day we went to list the house, she decided she didn't want to, and that was after I'd put on a roof, painted the house, cut down trees, landscaped, painted the white picket fence, added gravel, mulch, flowers, just done the whole.
Oh, you completed your portion of the agreement, John?
The house was turned. I mean, I'm talking like every screw on the light sockets and the was turned facing this way.
So you're on an OCD. Let's sell this motherfucking
Let's sell
place.
this thing. The day we were supposed to list it, and the drones are supposed to come do the whole video thing. Like, we were gonna it was gonna be the biggest sale of my life.
Yeah.
And I was just like so excited. I was like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. And then,
So this is a lake house.
It was half a mile from the lake.
Okay.
So it was half a mile from the lake. It was a very nice house.
Was this your primary residence at the time?
Yeah, at the time.
Okay.
It was beautiful, man. It was her dream house is what it was. Like, it was
Yeah.
literally like what she dreamed of, a house by the lake. She dreamed of a house by the lake with a pool, and we couldn't get a pool, so we got a house by the lake with a hot tub. We're on 3/4 of an acre, but the way the ground was set up, and we got a septic system, and we couldn't get a pool, so we got a hot tub.
Anyway, it was the dream house.
It was her dream house. It was a nice house. I liked it. I put a lot of work into it. I was proud of it when we got it. But ultimately, I just wanted out of that thing so bad.
Yeah.
Man. I just was like, get me out of here. So I got this little 750 square foot condo on the waterfront of Point Ruston, which her attorney didn't like so much. I remember we're sitting in the first hearing, and Mr. Ott has a luxury condominium on the waterfront of Point Ruston. I'm like, well, actually, it's 750 square foot, and it has a partial water view. It's like partial. You if you look out the side, you can see the water. It was a nice house. Yeah. It was a nice condo. Yeah. It was a nice condo. That was hard to leave, man. Like I could literally I could literally walk just right down to the waterfront. It was just like right out my back door. It was just like you could smell the ocean, like the whole dude. It was beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful places I ever lived. That was like one of the things that was hard leaving Seattle was leaving that waterfront, man. It was just a beautiful place,
But then the rain.
It wasn't the rain, man. It was so what it was in 2020 I won the Idaho Cup. And when I won the Idaho Cup, so in 2020 COVID happened, and most of the bodybuilding shows in the Pacific Northwest just didn't happen.
Right.
So everybody went to Idaho Cup. So the Idaho Cup ended up being like this huge show because Idaho was like the only place you could compete in the Pacific Northwest.
So they were pretty leniency on the restrictions during COVID. Idaho.
Yeah. Idaho was very. They were the only state in the Pacific Northwest that was.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, and it was amazing, man. Like I nailed the show. It was the first prep I did on my own. I showed up. I remember I'm standing backstage. And I take my top off, and these guys are like, well, we know who's gonna win now. I was just freaking. I was ripped, man. That was like, dude, it was crazy because during that time period, I was running Washington and Alaska. I was dating this girl named Tabitha, which she actually really helped me a lot, man, because she was helping me make my food. She was helping me. Without her, I mean, I probably would have had trouble doing everything I was doing. I mean, that was a hard, challenging time too, man. You got to think I was running 96 stores at one point.
Holy! Oh, so you're still working at GNC at this point?
Yeah, we were going through bankruptcy, and we were closing stores, and we were going through furlough. Oh yeah, man. Hey, what'd you think about the blueberry?
Oh, dude, I actually was highly impressed.
It wasn't bad, huh?
Yeah, no, it had a good kick to it.
Yeah. So we were
Hey, I just don't want to forget, and you don't have to comment if you don't want to. But what was the end deal then on the whole house?
I
the
gave
lake
it to
house?
her.
Okay,
I
as
gave it
part
to her.
of just negotiation agreements.
No, I think I said I wanted a divorce in 2016, and now it's 2020. COVID's happening,
And
I'm just like, and I'm spending $10,000 every 3 months or something on a retainer. I'm just
Right,
like,
okay.
I'm like, I got to get out of this.
I see.
And so I called my lawyer. I'm like, what do we got to do to just end this? Like, I just like what do I got to do? Like, but just, I'm like, I just can't. There was this one day where I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I was like, look, I've been trying to divorce this woman forever and I can't do it. You know, like what do we got to do? And I'm like, I call him like, okay, like this is what we're gonna do. Like, give her the house. Like, just give her. Tell her she has 24. And she wanted. What's really funny is it came down to she wanted this mirror back. She wanted this mirror. I go. Tell her she can have everything, the house, and the only thing she can't have is this mirror. She can't have the mirror. She can have everything but the mirror. And if she wants the mirror, then we're gonna go the whole time. I don't care if I spend every dime of my bank account. We're going to the end. Like, it's gonna be, or she can just take the house and leave it alone. She has 24 hours. And of course, like, she took the house and she let me have the mirror.
Ah, man. So you got the mirror?
I got the mirror.
You still have it to this day?
No, I broke it.
What the fuck, dude?
Dude, it was so.
Did you throw it away then?
Yeah.
Ah, you motherfucker.
Well, it was good. I needed to get rid of it anyway. It was kind of like a
piece of of depression that you're holding on to.
Well,
move past.
Well, when you bodybuild, you got to like practice posing.
Oh, so it was your posing mirror.
Yeah, that's how bitter it was, man. She like
literally. Oh no shit! That's why she wanted the fucking mirror. God damn!
I posed in that thing every day from 2016 to 2020.
Oh, it was a pure spite move.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's incredible.
Dude, I still taste the blueberry.
Yeah, I do a little bit.
I'm gonna do this. So, in 2020, I win the Idaho Cup, and we go to Kansas City, me and Tabitha, for Christmas, and I walk into this gym called Flex Fitness.
North Kansas City. Shout out.
I'm like, this is a good gym. And I wanted to move. I wanted to move to Vegas or Miami or Kansas City, and I wanted a fresh start. I wanted to start my business. Like, I just wanted to get out of Seattle. I wanted to eventually leave GNC, start Yep Strength. Like, this is kind of when everything's like starting to come together.
And you had told your ex-wife in 2016 that you wanted to start your own supplement company, so that had not been in the works until.
Yeah. So in 2018, I started the website yepstrength.com. And it was just online coaching.
Oh, okay.
And but I used online coaching as a platform to kind of grow my Instagram, and because I didn't have Instagram until like 2017. You know what I'm saying? I was like really late getting into it. When I was fighting, I had no interest. I mean, yeah, I think Facebook started in like 2006.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a Facebook, and after the Lashley fight, my Facebook, like, I had so many friend requests, like, but I wasn't really interested in social media. I didn't really, like, when I was fighting before, I purely just wanted to fight. Like, there was no, like, other motive, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you have, you know, that's the thing though. Like, if you're able to build a following, right, and leverage that with a business, like, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And but at that point, I had no thought of that like that. But then, like, as I was kind of putting together this, okay, I'm gonna use bodybuilding as my tool, basically, to build a following, to build my business. I wanted to get my pro card. I wanted to be on the Olympia stage. Like, I had like this big thing I wanted to do, right? And I was working my way to that. So in 2020, we go to Kansas City. I walk into Flex. And I'm like, man, I really like Flex. I'm talking to Jason, and we're talking about a few pieces of equipment that would be really great. And I come back to Flex again, and they're like there. And I'm like, man, there's like the Arsenal. It was the Arsenal hack squat, the Arsenal leg press, and the Arsenal vertical leg press. He had all three pieces, and I was like, I can train legs here. Like, this is like what I need. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what. And now it's a completely different level.
Hey, pull up. I don't even know what the fuck that is. These are 3 very specific leg workout machines.
Yeah, I mean they're
Arsenal.
not even, at that point they're my favorite. I have different ones now that I probably like. But yeah, it was Arsenal leg press, Arsenal vertical leg press, and Arsenal hack squat. So Arsenal at that point, just those 3 pieces of Arsenal were probably my favorite pieces. So there's different gym pieces like. So Jason, like what he's basically done is he's pieced this gym together. And he's handpicked everything in there. So it's not like he just like went to a brand and said, hey, I need this equipment. Yeah. It's like he's bought each individual thing off what his favorite machine is for that thing. And now he has different variations. So he doesn't just have a Arsenal leg press, he has a Cybex, which Cybex arguably is a better leg press. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He doesn't just have Arsenal hack squat. He has a Cybex hack squat. You know, he has everything. I mean, the Flex is the best gym in the Midwest, like hands down. Like he's literally built the best gym in the Midwest. Like, and I saw it before it happened. Like I was like, this is the gym. I'm like, this is it was crazy how it actually came to life like it did. So
he wasn't outfitting based on what he needed financially. He was outfitting based on the best. Is he a bodybuilder?
He's a bodybuilder.
Okay.
He's a bodybuilder. He's very passionate.
Building it from the mind of a bodybuilder then, huh?
He was building it from the mind of a bodybuilder. It wasn't a finance. I mean, he's making plenty of money now, but it wasn't. I don't even think it was a finance play for him. Yep, that's the Arsenal vertical leg press right there. Is that on my Instagram?
I don't think so.
No. Okay, yeah.
Were you not able to drag it up here?
No, but anytime I try, it just lowers the CPU. Or it's we're gonna stay off that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Keep the video quality high.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so you come back 2020. You're doing the show.
Yeah. So 2020, I win the Idaho Cup, and I'm just like, you know, I had the opportunity to move to Kansas City. So I moved to Kansas City. I'm running the Midwest for GNC. I'm running Missouri, most of Kansas, and I had one store in Arkansas. Which was, dude, I was driving like Liberal, Kansas, Garden City, like Dodge City. Like I was, dude, it was not like it was. I was like, this is a terrible district. I'm like, this is the worst district. I'm like, what did I just do to myself? And I was bodybuilding. So so my bodybuilding career. So the Idaho Cup, they invited me back to do a guest posing in 2021, which was the first guest posing I did. I did the guest posing, then I did the Northwest Championships before Junior Nationals. After the Northwest Championships, this guy named Ed Connors sent me a message on Instagram. And at first I thought it was like fake. I was like, so Ed Connors was one of the 3 founders of Gold's Gym. So Ed found Jay Cutler. Ed found John Cena. Ed was basically like a talent scout.
Wow.
But what he would do is he would get these guys, he would get them out to Gold's Gym, he would get them a Weeder contract back in the day, and he would help them build his career, and it's how he built Gold's Gym marketing. Like, Gold's Gym was in every bodybuilding magazine because of Ed. You see what I'm saying? Because he was finding these guys with this incredible talent, and he was helping them build their career, and he was building his gym around that. So, I start talking to Ed. I don't win Junior Nationals. I don't get my pro card. That was one of the best lineups I've ever stood in.
Is that a stipulation? So you need to win
first or second at Junior Nationals
to get a pro card?
Yeah.
So are you able to quickly break down in lay terms? Because, I know fucking nothing about it. So to get a pro card, you have to win a Junior Nationals? And
you have to win Junior Nationals or USAs or North Americans, or you have to win the overall at the Arnold Classic Amateur, or you have to win the overall at the Mr. Olympia Amateur, the Olympia Amateur to get your pro card. So it's not like,
so there's 4 or 5 shows
yeah.
that mean something that get you eligible to get a pro card. And if you win, are you automatically a pro card, or
yes.
is there an additional?
No, if you win, you got to qualify. So you have to like win a bodybuilding show to qualify for that, and then once you qualify for that, then you have to either place first or second. They don't always give it to second place. It depends on the size of the class. And that's NPC Nationals, USAs, and the the other one, and or you win the overall at the Arnold or the Mr. O Amateur.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get it that year, but Ed had like just inspired me. So he sends me this PDF copy of this book. It's out now. It's called The Three Musketeers, and I'm reading this book, and it's basically about how he built Gold's Gym from the ground up. And the first line of it is like incredibly inspiring. It's like it starts out, I was one merit badge away from becoming an Eagle Scout, and that badge was the badge for physical fitness. And then he kind of fast forward in the book to where he's selling Gold's Gym at the top of Sears Towers for millions of dollars, you know, and that was basically his resurrection. That was his way of, hey, I didn't get the Eagle Scout badge, but I built the biggest gym chain in the world and sold it for $1 million.
Yeah,
that was his Eagle Scout badge. You see what I'm saying? And, but it kind of gave me a sense of, okay, like, I'm a serious player in this. Obviously, like if Ed is gonna even talk, he didn't have to talk to me. The guy has that guy didn't have to talk to me at all. He didn't have. I was the first person to read his book. He didn't have to send me his book. Like why? Like why is this happening? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And so it meant a lot to me. You know, it was like okay, like obviously, like I'm meant to bodybuild. I have talent in it. I want to start this company. There's no better time to start it. Let's start it. So November of 21, after the Northwest Championships, I sent GNC my letter of resignation, and I went all in on Yep Strength. And that was kind of like, so when I moved to Kansas City, April of 21. And in between April of 21 and November of 21, I'd done the guest posing at the Idaho Cup. I had done the Northwest Championships, and then so when I was in prep for Junior Nationals basically before. So I quit the job before Junior Nationals, and I had like an idea of like what I wanted to do, but like I didn't really have like I had a rough draft of a business plan, like kind of put out. I've made some of the money back from my divorce. I wasn't completely broke anymore, and I was just like, dude, I'm just gonna do it. I'm like, there's just like I can't like it's just time to do it.
Yeah,
like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, right? So, and it's just funny how it all worked out. So like, I gave him my resignation. I had a company car. Me and Tabitha broke up. Tabitha moved back to Washington. I had bought her a car. It was not a car I wanted, man. It was not a car I wanted. So when she moved back, I just took it to my dad's house and dropped it off and left it there. And I was still like just making a car payment. I just left. I was like, well, whatever. Like I had to get it towed back.
You
actually,
didn't send her packing with the car?
No. So she took the car. So so basically, like we were like, it was kind of getting rough. Like she wasn't happy. She was depressed. It was my fault because I wasn't giving her attention or like being a very good boyfriend. I was focused on bodybuilding and building a business, you know, and she missed home. She was very homesick. She didn't have friends. She was way younger than me, you know, and so she wanted me to go on like a road trip back to Idaho and Seattle, and I didn't want to do that. And so she did, and she went up there. A bunch of drama happened. She decided she wanted to stay there. She had the car, so basically, I had some other girl meet her and get the car towed back, and she didn't like that, and we never spoke again after that.
And you've been talking to this woman since 2016, 17, right?
No,
or you
Tabitha
started helping you during the infancy of your bodybuilding career.
Yeah, Tabitha. Well, after I broke up with Christy, like I talked to one other girl for a while named Sarah, and I like fell like head over heels in love with her. It was not good, man. It was not good. It was like I felt like in love with this chick, and like during COVID, her parents wouldn't let her leave the house, and like, dude, it was bad. Like she was. Their parents were very like, you know, the other side of the whole thing. Yeah. And so like I sent her this letter. And she came back on Instagram, and she's like, her first video was her burning the letter I sent her. It's like, this asshole cheated on me with this other And I didn't.
no.
Well, what it was during COVID, like, you know how there were all these challenges?
Yeah.
They're like push-up challenges. And like, well, there was this bottle kick challenge, and this girl had like tagged me in this bottle kick challenge. And so I lived on Point Ruston, right? And there's like this cool, like I got on top of this big.
Oh, shit.
What's
Are we
up?
down?
Yeah.
We're down for the count?
I'm gonna stop recording and figure it out.
Okay.
I was like, whoa. I was like, bro, do I need to send this? He's like, no. He's like, I want to support you. I'm like, bro. I'm like, you don't have to. Like, he's like, no. He's like, I want you to be able to focus on fighting and like just the amount of support. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the amount of like my lawyer like is one of my sponsors.
Yeah. Well, and you're the type of guy that when you
Bro.
get that support, I know you're going to use it as fucking fire. You're not going to fuck around.
Man,
yeah.
No.
You're not the type of guy to
like,
disappoint.
Like, you talk about like blessings though. It's like, dude, like, you know, like these different things that lined up to get here. Now, I mean, you know, I just got to go win the fight.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. I mean, it's not an easy fight by any means. It's a good matchup.
You bring some things to the table that he is not going to understand, like 16 fucking professional fights, 11 amateur fights. That's a lot of cage experience that he has none of. Yeah. And he brings some things to the table, which is high-level black belt world championship jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And that just on paper alone, outside of all the other things, is going to be fucking chaos, man.
Yeah.
Chaos. I mean, it's getting me fired up, dude.
Yeah, bro.
And hopefully, you know, I know you got this shit, but hopefully you go out there and you're just healthy with whatever the outcome is. You know, I know you're going to do your best, but hopefully you stay healthy, and then we can share that card the next month after.
This stage is going to be big.
Yeah.
People are watching this, man. This is going to be, it's no joke. You know, the organization took good care of me. They gave me what, you know, I wanted to do the fight. So shout out to Paradigm for that. You know, I called him out on Instagram, and you know, Reed, who is the promoter, definitely was answered the call, and you know, we're gonna have a really good fight, man. You know, it's not, you're like you said, like everything's fully in on this. Like, I'm 100% like, my time is fighting. You know, I'm training 2 to 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
fuck yeah, you are.
so
I see you working.
yeah,
Yeah, and everybody can. You
and I
post
keep
on your
getting
Instagram.
better, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's crazy is like, it's like every day, like something gets better. It's like not just my shape, but like my stand up or just different thing in jiu-jitsu, or it's just
mental
like
confidence.
yeah, man.
Just having those extra rounds. I mean, you've been off for a while, you know, and then you come back to the fucked up situation with your last fight, you know, so crashed again.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Man.
Good.
Thank
No
you for
worries.
having me,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, man, we'll finish this up. We'll try to schedule another time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh
Well, we'll get some shorts from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for doing that.
no, you're welcome, man. Good time. Good time. Yeah, it's a good story. It's a good story. Hopefully, it blows up. I mean, we got a lot of hype going on.